reopening day for bars across TND. And popular liming areas like St. James and Arapita Avenue are now beginning to look somewhat like what they used to look like before COVID-19. We're here on the Western Main Road in St. James, near Vidal Street, where there are multiple bars. Let me move to the shot to show you some of the action taking place. Now we took a drive before we got here along Arapita Avenue, and most of the bars there are open. I can say some of the more popular bars have quite a turnout, even for a Monday. Here in St. James, we drove up from the western end up here to Vidal Street. And again, most of the bars along the Western Main Road are open. I spoke to a couple of bartenders in this area we are here near Vidal Street, and they told me that the bars that they work at have been open since 6 o'clock this morning. People, they say so far the traffic has been somewhat steady throughout the day. What we observed, I went into a couple of the bars checking to see how much signage they have. I did see some signs asking people to wear their masks. Of course, people who are drinking in the bar, they have to take their mask off the drinks. Of course, they wouldn't have it on while at the table. But speaking of tables, we can say the tables we've seen, the spacing with the tables and chairs. So far, we've seen really appropriate spacing in terms of all the tables that the limers are congregating at. One bartender even asked me when I was asking her how today's traffic has been going. She said, well, listen, she's trying to make sure they comply with all the different guidelines that are in place. Also, I spoke to a couple limers here asking them how they feel about bars reopening today. One group of limers, they work nearby. The bartender actually told me they've been coming to that bar for the past 10 years or so. So having to be away from their favorite spot for the past 3 months or so has been quite a deal for them. So they have to be back out today. And at this bar right now, I just spoke to one of the patrons here, and he said for him, coming to the bar is somewhat like therapy. And of course, in true Trini joking style, he said that for people going through tobacco, coming to the bar is a way of, coping. He said that for the past 3 months, they've had to stay home and cry in their beds. Of course, some humor in the midst there from some of the bar patrons. So again, the lights are on, the music is blasting here at the different bars, drinks are being served, people out and about, but of course, last call for drinks tonight will be much earlier than it has been in the past, because bars have to be closed by 10 p.m. It's back to you today. I'm Ansel Gibbs from St. James for TV6 News.
All in an effort to flatten the curve and limit the spread of COVID-19. But bars were the only ones opening their doors. As another place where bars are lifted, we're also given the green light. Nicholas Lachman Singh has more.
After 3 months of rest, the day Jimmers are looking forward to is finally here.
Hey, look, Moti,
gyms across the country open their doors to allow their faithful to get back to the life that they've longed for. Here's what the new normal for gyms looks like. The temperatures of persons are taken upon entry to the gym at Long Circular Mall, Dial Fitness, and all persons are required to fill out a form declaring their contact and exposure for the past 14 days. So everybody have to fill this form out. All in, sorry. Okay. This doesn't sign me up to the gym, right? It's smart. Right. Signs stating masks and towels are required are also visible upon entry, as well as a sanitization station, to name a few of the measures. As for social distancing inside the gym,
any machine that is not in the 3 feet proximity, we have signs where I would let you know, please use next machine. It will be off so that everyone will know. The instructors as well on the gym floor are here to also guide and to ensure that the members and clients are following and doing what they are supposed to do as well.
Nansen says there are extra cleaners who will go around and clean up after their members, but the 25 members who are allowed in for 1 hour are also asked to sanitize their machines before and after use.
What we try to do is we'll keep the 25 limits or less if possible on an hourly basis. We would monitor from the front desk, the manager will walk around, or we also ask that the instructors on the floor, our staff, to also monitor when someone is on the gym floor as to the length of time they are here.
She says for now they are not operating by appointments, but if the gym is filled to the 25-person limit, they will ask those outside of that number to return at a later time. As for concerns about circulated air, The gym manager says it's a two-way system that extracts internal air and returns fresh air.
It is a two-way AC. It works together. It extracts the old, extracts air out, and it brings in fresh air.
For one gym buff who returned after 3 months of waiting patiently,
Straight in there.
it's a welcome change and a great
Of
stress
this-
reliever,
boy.
but nonetheless,
Very good.
following the safety guidelines is a challenge.
It's great, but we have to do it as best as possible. So as you can see, the guys try to do it one in, one out. And the safety precaution in the gym in terms of taking your temperature, the stations where you have to sanitize the equipment, I think that's an excellent idea. Okay, so you're pleased with everything being done? So far. But you know you can never be 100% pleased because that will lead to apathy. And apathy is not something we need right now.
Nicholas Suchman Singh, TV6 News.
Cora Valley falls smack within my constituency. So we would have mobilized to get the trucks and the Hayats in order to come. Because what we did is that we put some barriers across the roadway so that you could not have access the pool via vehicles. Right? So we would have got here this morning around 9 o'clock, even though we had anticipated to do it around 7. But
Did you meet anyone here when you got here?
actually, when we got here, there were 3 sets of groups. One from Chagonas, one from Freeport, and another family from Kelly. They were waiting. I would think right now, well, we got up here, as I told you, just about after 9:10, and it's now after 2 in the evening, and I would say we have probably between 150 to 200 persons here, but I still believe it will build up. One thing I must say, I don't consider it a deterrent, because as you know, the Commissioner of Police, Gary Griffin, had his job to do. So I don't know if you met police on the way upcoming.
Actually, we did not.
Okay, but this morning there were police patrols, around 15 police. They had a little roadblock, not to deter people from coming, but in order to check vehicles for their roadworthiness. People had their license, tires were fine, and so on.
Nicholas, I see you bubbling upon.
Bricks.
I began to pay out here this first day out here from the Martin side. We just come to enjoy yourself in the Cora River. You haven't been here in months. So just come over with a little excitement, enjoy yourself, and not too much drinking, social distancing, and that's it.
Hela, why not a curry?
Well, we're from the west side, so we're not accustomed to curry too much, so, you know?
You're gonna do in Pela.
Yeah.
Come, we want to see that one.
one.
Alright.
In our local west side Pela, they call it chicken, peas, carrots, all the local ingredients.
Very dry.
Only 2
Alright guys, so even more than the beach, it would seem that Cora River is the place to be, at least right now in terms of the line. Of course, it's just day 1, so we have the rest of the week and
let's
perhaps
jump
even
with
by
that
weekend to
rope.
see what happens and
I
which
do
spots
that.
are going to be
They're
populated.
very deep, you know.
Reporting
Yeah,
from
I know
Cora
that.
River Pool 1, I am Alicia Boucher for TV6 News. Thanks, Alicia. Hope you got